is.
Feels good.
What's going on, y'all? It is your boy Lottie,
It's your boy. Speak.
It's Plex.
and we are
Club
the
Dixon.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Let me see.
Club Dixon.
What can we say? We the big three, man.
Big three.
We're the Heatles.
The Heatles.
Yeah, LeBron,
That's crazy.
D-Wade, and Chris Bosh. Plex, you would be Chris Bosh because you ugly.
Why I gotta be Chris Bosh?
Because you ugly.
See, you see how they do me over here? Y'all see how they do me?
Uh,
I ain't even do nothing.
you ugly, dude. You gotta be Chris Bosh.
Ugly. I got an Android. Y'all see my mic? Look, come on. Come on.
When you get an iPhone, you can get a regular mic. That's what. When you get an iPhone,
Right.
then we'll get you a regular mic.
Upgrade.
You get you an upgrade. Oh man, we got a great episode in store for y'all today. We told you it's season 3, episode 2. All guests this whole season.
Oh, bet.
We know a lot of great people, so we gonna introduce them to y'all. You know what I mean? And by product, they get introduced to y'all. You know what I mean? So today we have a very special guest. She's one of my favorite people, honestly, out here in Arizona. I love what she be doing, and she got the greatest name on earth. And Speed gonna pull her up.
I'm gonna pull up something for y'all real quick.
You feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Divoye. Girl Divoye. It's your girl D.
Divoye.
We got a lot of footage coming up for y'all. I'm still here at Phoenix Fashion Week, searching for fashion. I love your outfits so much.
Doing her thing.
Don't cop things for resale. Don't do
Hey.
don't do.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Divoye.
we got Divoye in the building. Claps in the chat. Pew, 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 pew. It's on you.
It's on you. You here?
What's cracking?
This is so cool. This is my first time being on somebody else's podcast, so thanks for having me, you guys.
Of course, we love it.
Yep.
We love it. We love it. First of all, we would talk about a little bit off the pod a little bit. Divoye.
What's up?
That's gotta be the greatest name.
That's a one
Speed.
of a
I
kind.
thought Speed had a crazy name. His real name is Spirio.
We competing.
Oh, is that what your name is?
Yeah.
I told you people
What
out
kind
here.
of name is that? It just
What kind of
He said, I don't know.
It ain't not. It's not even a
name.
language.
Like,
Like,
Spirio?
That's really dope, though.
Yeah.
That's
Did your mom
different.
put
You
that
said his-
together?
you
or
said
did she
his
like-
my dad.
Dad?
My name was supposed to be Elishua. So
That's pretty dope, though.
But no, well, tell her-
How do you say it?
Spirio.
Spirio.
Like
That's
Cheerio, yeah.
dope.
He ain't say it, but his dad took spirit and took the T off and added an O. So Spirio.
Spirio.
That's how he got his name.
Like I'm Mexican or something. Could have been Spiria.
Spirio.
Crazy. Spirishon.
But nah,
Spirishon.
your name is definitely unique.
That
for
is
sure, for sure.
that you got the coldest
I
name.
don't know nobody else with that name.
The vote of
I don't know anybody else with my name either.
Yeah, that's
And
wild.
I'm convinced that I'm the only person in the entire world with my name because my email address is literally divoye@gmail.com. Like,
Yeah, it's gotta be.
all my social media
You know
handles is like my name. Like
That's
it's always
crazy.
Available.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
All you gotta do is put your first name.
Good.
Man.
But on the other hand, it's like super easy to find me. So it's like,
Yeah, no, as soon as you start typing,
No,
you
I
good.
wouldn't even think it would be that easy. Like Divoye at Gmail.
Well, you
No,
have
you
to
gotta
learn how to
spell the
spell
whole
it right.
thing.
Yeah.
Spell the whole thing.
That's true.
You missed the E, you probably gonna spell somebody else's
Yeah,
name.
it's not
As
gonna
soon as you
come
put the E, one person gonna pop up.
Check the volume
Yeah.
slightly.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. What did your parents say about like when they named you that? Like what did they?
It's kind of like I really don't know.
Mhm.
Like I don't. I know that it's Creole, but I don't know where it came from because I have two sisters,
Oh.
and my older sister, her name is Carissa, and my younger sister, her name is Chelsea, and I'm Divoye. I don't know.
Golly.
I
And
don't
went
know
left.
what
Hey,
she was
bruh.
thinking at that time.
They was on some exotic stuff when they had you. They was probably crossing the waters or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That she was, my
Right.
mom was going through something when she
Is there-
had me
is there a
here. So,
story
oh,
Yeah, she was on. It was on.
Is there a
something.
story behind it? Like where it might come from, where she got the idea?
I just said this.
No.
I was just
Not that I know of.
no. I mean, like for real though. Like that's a crazy unique name though. That's
Yeah.
a crazy unique name.
Dude, I'm not
If he
just
asks
asking
though, that's
that
my
same
bad. That's
question.
my bad.
Yeah, and
Bruh,
it's so
this-
funny because when I was younger, I used to lie. My older sister will tell you the story if you ever talk to her. I used to
wow.
lie and tell people my name was Amanda. And then,
Wow.
so I went around the block to hang out with some friends. I would think I was like 9 at the time, and then my sister came to get me, and she was like, "I'm here." She said my name, like I'm here to pick her up. There's nobody here, and they're like, "Well, there she is, right there," and they're like, "No, that's."
people trying to pronounce it. I just didn't care for it. I was like, you know what? Yes,
Wait, so
whatever,
what's your whole
whatever you
name?
say. Well, my name is Akil.
Oh.
Akil. But for some reason, people always butcher it. They be like Aquil. They see it on paper.
That's
they say
different. I don't know
Apple.
anybody with that name either.
Person nicknamed me
Yeah.
Apple.
I know about
It's different.
1,000.
Apple?
Apple, yeah. They named me Apple.
You know, I believe you because at my job, like people be spelling my name and saying my name all kinds of crazy ways. Like the most I get is Devon. There's no N in the
There's no
spelling
N
of
in
my
Devon.
name. People call me that all the time. They call me Devin, Devon, Divoye. Like
I want to kind of piggyback off that what you said. So you said you got a younger sister and an older sister. So are you the middle child? So you got a middle child life.
I do. I
So
very much
tell us
do.
a little bit about growing up. Especially you already have this unique name. You know what I mean. You're a black girl. You got this exotic black girl hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. You got
It
this
wasn't
fro.
always this though.
Oh, wasn't that okay
No,
for sure?
I had to grow into be like this.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, but tell us how, like, I guess you grew up with this name and, you know, being a middle child.
My
and
middle
stuff
child
like that.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, nobody understands me. Okay, nobody ever understood me. I think that everybody that's a middle child would probably say that. But
Yeah.
it's so funny just to think like, and I think about it all the time, like where I used to be to where I am today. Because like you made a comment about my hair, like I never wore my natural hair before. Like within, I think I started doing it in like 2020, like so kind of recently. I just kind of embraced that. But like I feel like when I was younger, my whole life, like my teen years was like centered around like pleasing other people and caring so much about what other people thought about me, and that hindered me from doing a lot of things. And I think I cared so much about what people thought about me is because I was a middle child, like nobody ever really paid attention to me. Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
did my
crazy.
own thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't always this. Like I feel like back then, like I wouldn't be able to do this.
You feel like you kind of took the front stage now that you done
Oh,
kind
for
of moved
sure.
away from your family and you have like the
Yes.
middle.
Oh my God, it was so liberating. Like moving here.
Where you from?
I'm from Indiana.
Oh,
I'm from
Midwest.
Midwest,
go.
but not just Indiana. I'm from Michigan
Midwest.
City, Indiana, which
Everybody
it's
from
not even on
Midwest.
some map.
Huh?
It's a very long. It's a very small city.
Michigan
City.
Ain't that supposed to be
Yeah.
in Michigan?
Yeah,
would
it's,
think-
So
You would
confused.
think.
I know. Yeah, it's like 15 minutes
From
away
Iowa
from
City,
Gary.
Illinois.
Yeah, it's super small.
Crazy. Michigan City, Indiana.
No, that's like
Yeah.
St. Louis, though. East St. Louis, Illinois.
East St. Louis, Illinois. Yeah, that's true.
Wait, so you're from St. Louis?
No, we're
No.
from Illinois.
Oh, Illinois. Okay.
Yeah, a place called the Quad Cities. It's,
Are you from here? You from here?
Yeah, born and raised. I'm Arizona.
Oh, you
I'm only native. You,
yeah, that's why you weird. You know what I mean?
Piece of
I feel like
weird.
you don't come across many natives like here.
you don't.
He is Native
Because everybody
American.
that's in here is from somewhere else.
I know that's so
I need to go
crazy.
home.
Arizona's literally like a huge melting pot.
It
No, it
is.
is though. It is.
I love it though.
I
Like,
love that. Yeah.
And then being black here in Arizona, like I get that question a lot. Like, what's it like being in Arizona? I heard there's not a lot of black people. There's not a lot of. I hate people say this. There's not any culture there.
It's
Yeah.
not a lot of
Oh
culture.
my God, I don't agree with that.
It's
I
mainly
feel
because
it.
the whole
You gotta find it.
melting pot concept. Like everyone's from somewhere else, so you literally getting a little bit of everything. It's
Yeah,
not,
and
Arizona don't have per se a culture, I guess.
Oh, it's definitely a culture in Arizona.
And
It's
is-
called East Mexico.
I was saying burritos.
That's not. Come on, come on.
I said, y'all culture's
Talking
burritos.
about
Nah,
what,
that's
bro?
not-
We are in East Mexico.
That's not
What are you
culture.
talking about?
That's East Mexico. That's
But I agree.
You know what
I
I
agree.
mean?
People do say like, "Oh, there's no black culture here."
Yeah.
I just think it's because the Latino culture is so heavy here. It seems like it's not, and it's not a lot. I mean, by the numbers, we are out. We don't have a lot. Like it's not like Houston or it's not like
Right.
Yeah, no, it's
New
not dominant at all.
York. It's not
Like
Chicago.
people ask me about living here. I'm like, dude, if you're from Chicago, New York, Detroit, Atlanta,
Right.
Etio, you're not gonna
Of
like
course.
it here.
Yeah, of
because
course.
you're coming here expecting a certain type of culture that you're not gonna
It's
find
not.
here.
Fine.
Like you're moving to Arizona. Like,
Or
do your research and find
No,
out what
facts.
Arizona is about.
Exactly.
yeah, or you might like it because it ain't that many niggas. Like
It just
you might.
depends on what you
You might
each
like
his
it.
own.
Depends
Because
on
I
where you go.
I
Depending on
said
where
on the
you go.
pod before, I love being in Scottsdale because it's a bunch of wealthy, rich, entrepreneurs, business owners. You know what I mean? People like that. Like I like being around. I like seeing that because that motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Not saying obviously you could do that anywhere. But if you come in here thinking like, oh, I'm just finna go kicking in the hood or something, like you in the wrong place. Like,
Yeah.
it's good weather. I think people are
It's
more
beautiful here
open.
all the time. People
Yeah.
are so open and
Yeah.
down to earth and like accepting out here. Like
Yeah.
in Indiana, it's like not like this out here. Like what I'm doing out here, like I could not do it in Indiana because people are so judgmental. They hate on you. It's just like,
That's why I had to leave. I said, Mama, I'm out.
yeah, it's
go.
just
Yeah.
Chase
wasn't
my
vibes.
dreams.
Big facts.
Move to the West.
Big facts. So Divoye is the first not the influencer, first podcaster we've
I
had.
have a
The
podcast
Pricey
too.
Cookie podcast.
Yeah.
On podcast.
So tell our viewers and us, like, what's some of the things that you like to talk about? What are like your niches? Your
Like on my
niches.
podcast? Okay.
Yeah, podcast. What are things are you passionate about, rather, like that you would talk about on your podcast and everything?
Okay. So I am a social media person. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I have a podcast on Spotify, Price Cookie Podcast. And on my podcast, I like to talk a lot about like celebrity gossip. I don't know, like I try to talk, I start off my podcast like talking about what I'm personally going through, if I'm going through anything, just to like build that connection with my followers. But mostly it's like about music, celebrity gossip, and just entertainment industry, stuff like that. There's
sure.
so many things there's something every day to talk about in the entertainment industry.
No, that's
like
facts.
that. I feel like that niche is very lucrative, like to talk about.
Yeah.
Because these celebrities are always doing something. And Wendy Williams, like,
Something new every day.
no, because you know how she's like sick, or she's like, I heard she got like dementia.
Dang.
Like she does. She just got diagnosed with like the same dementia that Bruce Willis has. Like, so
Dang.
she's done. And like me,
He's
like
just done.
she
Get
is.
out of here.
She is. It's so sad though, because like Wendy Williams is like one person that I actually really like followed her career.
I rock with her.
And I just like how she was so interested. I don't know if you've seen her documentary. It was very
She's
inspiring.
very nosy. I know.
Everything.
You think she's
Very nosy.
nosy?
Very
She's
nosy
doing
woman.
her job. What's
No, I
the
mean, no,
difference?
she
a
does it well.
reporter,
Hey,
yeah.
she does it very well.
It comes
Yeah.
with it.
Wait,
Her
sometimes
job makes
she
it
do
nosy.
get like a little bit too far. Like, hey, that's my personal business. Like,
It's
that's
personal,
Not,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand where she come from, because these celebrities are this stuff. The life that they live is like so different than mine. It's just so interesting. So I
Yeah,
just
If
wanna
you
talk about it.
if you like wanted to do, so what do you do now for work?
For my actual job,
Yeah.
So I work at a surgery center.
I knew it was-
for
yeah.
people who have the surgery on their eyes.
Mhm.
So if you have like glaucoma or cataracts or macular degeneration or any retinal issues, and you need to have any kind of surgeries on your
You're
eyes,
funny.
then you will come to our clinic.
That's cool.
And yeah, that's what I do.
But have you so that's cool actually. But like, have you ever thought about being like a journalist? Because it seems like that's what you are in, the journalism.
Yes,
your
I
passion.
actually wanted to go.
Yeah.
I went to college. It was like a trade college for nursing, but I really wanted to go to college for journalism. But my mom said, she said it didn't make any money. She kind of talked me out of it. So.
And they do that.
Passions, man.
And then it's like I went to school for nursing, and the career that I have, I'm in the medical field, and I'm like, it's not what I went to school for. I'm still in the medical field with no
Still in the
degree,
medical
Yeah.
and I could have been a journalist, like, because I
Yeah.
didn't even need the degree to do what I'm doing now. So I'm
I
like,
think
that
that's
was
where a
waste.
lot of people, like, I understand a parent's perspective where they're like, they want their kids to get into something that's going to bring them money, so they don't got to worry about anything. You know what I mean? But
security.
if it's yes, more security.
Security.
But if you're passionate about something, your passion can turn into money. You know what I mean? Like,
And I feel like that's something that parents don't understand,
Yeah.
especially now in social media times. Like, these times are different. There's so many ways to get paid out here.
Mm-hmm.
Not like before social media, there was like, you couldn't go live on TikTok and get gifts. You couldn't
Yeah,
do
facts.
none of that. There's so many ways to get money now. Like,
Times are definitely
times are
different.
changed. I
It's
tell my
very
mom
different.
all the time, I'm like, it's not the same. It's not whatever.
Yeah.
it's not what you grew up.
It's a lot. It's a lot
Different
more
generation.
opportunities.
This
There's a
is
lot
not
more.
that.
It's a different
access.
generation. Social media
Yeah.
generation's huge
But-
deluxe, bro.
Even
And-
then, they just looking out though,
Yeah.
because they probably
yeah.
try to go for their passions.
They're like, I don't want you to struggle like
Didn't
I
work
did. And I'm
out,
like,
you
well,
know what I mean?
social
Had to
media now. I don't
struggle.
have to. It's like times have changed now.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't have to.
And they only know where you know. Like, we talk about before, Speed said it before too, and I said it, like, your parents or mentors or whoever you listen to, they can only guide you to where they've been.
Yeah.
They can only tell you what they know from their experiences where you've been. So when you go outside that box, then it's like, what they gonna know? They you know what I mean? Like, I would
Uncharted territory.
exactly, like, when I told my parents I wanted to make music and stuff, you know, I actually, my parents were actually supportive, but I don't think when you tell your family or, you know, your girlfriend, boyfriend, that you want to do something that they're not used to, I'm sure like the human in them is going to be like, nah, don't do that, because they don't know about it.
And I feel like that's my problem with a lot of people. I feel like people think if they can't do it or if it seems unattainable to them, then they think you can't do it, and then they're pushing all these negative thoughts like you're gonna fail or you can't do it. Yeah, they just like deflect. Like I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't. I feel like people should. I feel like parents, even though I'm not a parent, they should instill like being motivated. Like, well, if that's a goal that you have, I mean, make sure you got something on the side, but just keep going towards your goal.
You got people who shut that down. They be like, nah. I seen a lot of my friends try to be art. They all talk about being rappers and nothing happened. Now you talking about you want to be a rapper. Like, nah.
So that's why I'm so big on like showing people as opposed to like telling people now. Like,
I feel that. Big on the show.
You just gotta have some.
You gotta have it works.
I won't even say talent. You just gotta have something that really shows like you really want to do this.
I think it's motivation, because you got so many people who claim they want to do this and claim they want to do that, and it's like when people ask me for help on social media, and I'm like, well, let me see what you've been doing. You haven't tried to do nothing. Exactly. You just want a handout. Like, you have no motivation to do anything. You just see somebody else doing it, think it looks cool, and then think, well, I can do that. It's easy. But it's not.
Trying to take an easy way out.
Yeah. That's a lot of people.
No, I feel that.
People don't have motivation.
I got a very important question for you. Very important.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could delete one thing out of life right now, what would it be?
If I can delete one thing out of like life or my life,
Not your life,
like
from the
everybody.
world.
everything,
From the world.
like from the world. If you take out one thing, what would it be?
honestly,
Better or worse?
I feel like if I could, I would just erase poverty.
Mm.
And I know that sounds like a beauty pageant answer, but it's true. I feel like
That's a good answer.
a lot of people
better
turn
than
on each
Plex
other
answer.
because everybody is so scared of poverty.
Mhm.
Like, a lot of people like turn on each other. Like, parents will turn on you for money. Like, everything is just surrounded by money.
Because of what?
Just because people are just afraid of being in poverty.
Because of
He
what?
said get rid of money, though.
I'm saying get rid of
He
money.
said get rid of money.
Oh, you said get rid of money?
I said
That's
get rid
ridiculous.
of money. Ain't nobody gonna kill for you for money.
Right, that's
Ain't nobody
where I'm
gonna
getting
rob
at.
for
Like,
money
what
no
would you
more.
do if there wasn't
Ain't nobody gonna be struggling no more because you ain't gotta worry
Well,
about money.
Everybody would struggle because there's no money.
Because
Nobody would struggle.
the
We
thing,
just
I
have
don't,
things.
I don't even think
We
you
just have
understand
things.
how this even works. Someone has to do the work.
Right.
Yes.
The person ain't gonna do the work without being compensated for it,
Mm-hmm.
just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then the fact that we have money creates the hierarchy. Now I can afford more than most people because I'm working harder than them. And
Or my skill is more.
yeah, my skill is more.
My skill is
important.
more
So
valuable.
It's just like you can't delete money. You just
That's
gotta.
ridiculous.
Everybody,
That's the
everybody
most
just wants-
ridiculous answer.
Everybody just wants something for something. That's all it is. We just want something.
You
for
just
something.
want something for something.
You just want something for something.
What you want everybody to do
You
something
can't
for free?
just do things. You can't just grow food and be like, here you go. This is why I planted. Here you go.
Nigga,
plan-
Maybe we
no.
can do like they used
People-
to
I
do back
mean,
in
we
the day
can't-
and trade.
You can't just have a
Like-
service. and
But he
just be
didn't
like,
even
yo,
say
it's
that.
open
He just
service.
said money.
People are
in general.
greedy.
Yeah, I just
though.
said money. Yeah, people are greedy for money.
No, for food too.
It's
So
not just
you
money,
all that
bro.
stuff you gonna plant, they're gonna try to eat up all your fruit.
So without money, they're gonna find something else to be greedy for.
Well,
that, that could
You know
be
what I
true
mean?
too, because
Yeah.
people
They just
it's
find
not-
something else.
But
I
it's
can
greedy for
understand
some.
that. I can understand that.
Right. Greed
Greed.
is a spirit. That doesn't, just because money go away don't mean it's gonna be greed for anything else. I can have
true.
greed for chickens. I can have greed for houses. I can have greed for wives.
You can
Like
have, I was just about to say that.
greed for
that's
women.
true.
You know what I mean?
that's
So
very true.
I think that spirit won't
I
go
mean,
away just because money goes
one
away.
thing out of something. You take out another
He
thing,
did
it's
totally-
gonna be another thing.
Spee said, I think Spee said,
No, Speed
said
said
drugs.
He said drugs.
he said he would take away drugs.
Yeah.
And I said crime or violence. I said I would take away
I thought
violence.
about that too when you asked me earlier.
Yeah.
Like, think
Crime,
about this. I was
violence.
like, maybe some crime. But I was like, poverty. Because maybe if there wasn't any poverty, then there wouldn't.
There
be
definitely would be less crime.
Less crime. I don't think it'd be no
Sounds
crime.
like
but
a
it'd be
money
less
issue.
crime.
It'd be less crime because that
Like a
spirit.
money
I
issue.
still think there still will be people that would be jealous of other people because they have more, regardless. But poverty plays a big part of it for sure. For sure, definitely would need to steal
And I
from
feel like
people.
the
and
homeless
stuff.
is getting like worse out here in Arizona. Like,
Oh
when I
yeah,
first
my
moved here-
mom came here. She said, "Homeless people everywhere."
really?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I feel like when I moved here in 2014. It wasn't like that, and not like this.
in my little area,
Mhm.
I think it's McDowell,
Yo, little friend, is this your girlfriend?
my girl.
I like you said little friend.
My little friend.
She ain't watching it, so I can get away with
Oh,
it.
she ain't watching.
Hey, what's crazy? My
Hey,
granddad,
bro, that's
my granddad
crazy.
says the same thing for me. If I come to him and be like, yo, I got a girlfriend, he's like, you mean your friend? You got a little friend? Ain't you?
I ain't gonna lie. That's what my parents say.
Wait,
That's
is
what
it
my
your
family
friend or is
say.
it somebody you're talking to?
I'm rocking with her all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
She lives in the worst area ever. Every time I go to her house, it's like prostitutes all down her street.
Oh my goodness.
Where's she at?
I ain't gonna lie, they be kind of bad.
Dang, the flesh is talking.
I need that as a soundboard.
The flesh is talking.
That's fun.
That'd be funny if you did get that on the soundboard.
Low-key,
Trust me, it's gonna be
I want to get
used.
so
You
many
get
sounds for this
soundboards.
soundboard.
We in the beginning stages.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Where'd
so
she
funny.
live at? Dang, they got walk-ins. They
Off
got
of
walkers?
Camelback in 27th.
I was gonna say 27th. Yeah.
You said Camelback in 27? Dang, yeah. Yeah, no,
It-
for real.
It's no, I literally
For
will
real.
go down.
Camelback in 27th Street or
27th
Avenue?
Ave.
27th Avenue.
Yeah.
I will go down one
Is
block.
that West Phoenix?
That's like
It's
right.
like right.
That's literally
after the bridge.
That's literally right
After
on the other side of
interstate.
17 of the 17, just on the next street over.
Like right by Grand Canyon University?
right
yeah.
by Grand Canyon. Right by Grand
Sheesh.
Canyon. Like that. No, literally. Okay, so like
Sheesh.
that street going up towards like what's the next street? Bethany Home.
Yeah.
That whole strip.
And look, bro, I go down.
Don't
one,
y'all be going down there. No, I'm just playing.
And it's so crazy because they rotate.
They rotate.
It'd be like the most busted women there one night. Then the next day, it'd be like, okay, y'all too good. Y'all look too good to be out here. And then
Dang.
it's like literally 5 just standing on one block.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's crazy. It's like, dang.
The only reason why I know about that street is because there's this YouTube page that I follow. There's a guy out here, and he goes out there and he stops them and talks to them and puts a mic on them and interviews them.
Really?
Like, why are you out
Really?
here? What happened to you? Like, what are you doing out here? Like, they'll
That would
talk
be-
to him and they tell him stuff. It's so interesting, but it's sad though.
It's
That
so
is
sad.
very sad.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
sad.
man. What do you? I feel like this is a little turn, but how do you feel? Is like the main. We talked about this before.
Mhm.
Like the main reason someone decides to like be a prostitute or like strippers or like, what do you think is the main common denominator of
Talk
that?
about that?
We
Um,
did a little bit.
For people who like stripping, I think it's the money. It's the how it's glamorized on social media. Like, but because if you look up strippers on social media, you're gonna see all the good. You're making all this money. You get to be cute, blah blah blah. But they don't talk about all the like crazy stuff that happens. And I have friends that
the
are
flip
strippers.
side,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like it gets really bad for them. Like I have a friend that's a stripper. I don't know if she still strips, but she has so much anxiety. She was afraid to leave her house during the day. She was like, somebody's gonna follow me home. She was like so paranoid, like to the point where it was kind of hard to hang out with her because she was so paranoid about somebody following her or something. Like, so stuff goes deep. Like people just it's just glamorized on everything on social media. Even though I do social media, everything on social media is so glamorized.
It's glamorous.
And-
for
You
sure.
in it, but not of it. You see the bad sides to it.
Yeah, I always tell people like I like social media. I do a lot of social media, but I'm not lost in the sauce of it all. Because some
See?
people just
Yep.
I don't like. Some people be editing every picture, just judging.
Yeah,
Like,
making
well, I
themselves
wish I
look
looked
good.
like this person. That it's just a lot that I don't agree with.
It's it's definitely a downside of our generation is social media for sure. How it's used.
How is
What we talked about was we said was like dads not having strong dads like to these women could be a factor because
Well, it was like not having. Cause we were talking about not the traditional man, right?
yeah.
So they're not striving to look for a traditional man who's going to be able to provide for them and do work and
Are there any
family
traditional
work.
No,
shit.
not even that. We were talking about before even that
Well, yeah,
because
no,
they got if they're raised up in a home with a strong dad, I don't think they become
Yeah,
a
they
stripper.
weren't raised like that.
Mm.
They were
You know what I'm
raised to be
saying? Like
independent.
before we even get to them finding a mate, I think the first person that should be setting the look, this is how quality I shouldn't say a quality life, but this is what a prosperous life should look like. And this is how a man should love you is from their dad. I think personally. Like that's the first person that should be setting the ground because moms and daughters, they be having like a mom would definitely teach a woman how to be a woman, how to be a wife, but they not going to learn about men from no one.
No, they can't.
They should learn about men first by their dad. You know what I mean?
They can't teach them how to be
They
a wife
can't,
without a man.
your mom can't teach you about men better than your dad could.
I agree
basically.
with that. I agree with
That's
that.
that's what I said. You know. What I
No,
mean?
that's agreeable. I agree with that,
That's
and I
my
just feel
opinion.
like coming from somebody who has daddy issues.
Mm.
I feel like if my dad was there for me, how I feel like he should have been, I feel like it would have saved me a lot of trouble with the people that I used to date and stuff like that and things I've been through.
When you say you got daddy issues, again, you don't gotta go too deep, but like, are you saying like he just didn't have those good conversations with you? He wasn't there, like he didn't explain to you, like your worth.
My
or
dad was
anything?
like one of those people. He like took very good care of us financially. Like I grew up in the suburbs. I went to private school. Like we had everything. We had stuff we didn't even need. Like we were like spoiled. But he never was there. Like it just seemed like he never cared. He was never there. He never talked to us. I never had those conversations with him. He never was like real super involved like that.
I feel like that's definitely an old school dad. Like they provide and that's their job, but they're not like emotionally available.
Yeah, no, he was not emotionally
available like that
at all.
Yeah.
So now, like, I ain't gonna say dating is hard, but for me, like,
we done had this talks already.
Before, but I'm like, you think nothing, and then I'm like, yeah, my daddy.
Man, look.
Here we go.
I'm tired.
Here we go.
I'm tired.
Oh, here we go. Speed.
I'm tired.
I was waiting.
People need to learn how to love right, man. People just want too much. Just I just be like, all I just say, you just love God. I don't care. The rest we can work out. Most people don't love God, or at least not, how they should.
Gotta see love.
Other than that, all the other stuff I can work out. I'm not even gonna look at everything else. I can look past everything else. Like that's the type of person I am because I'm so invested just in the character of the person more than just like the person. I don't know. I want to separate the character and personality.
Like, what do you mean by character versus personality? Like, what is that? Like,
personality, you could be spunky and like hype, and that's be your personality. You talk fast, and that's your personality. But then your character is like
your morals.
Morals and how you do it. You know what I'm saying, and when you do it. So
that's actually, bro. That's amazing.
That's a good point.
That's a great like deception between your character, and your personality. That's actually a good. Yeah. I never really thought about that, but that's true.
I never thought about
that's
that.
That's very
before.
true. Like people could fall.
Got that from my Bible studies.
Like when people fall in love with people's personalities, but they don't know their character.
That's it right there.
He make you laugh. He got money, but his character is. When you need him the most, he's never there. His character is, you know what I mean?
Anybody like that?
When it really counts, like what you doing now?
You know what I mean? Yeah, your character is your morals and how you carry yourself. That's very good.
Yeah, I feel like people you need to look at the character first.
Well, how do you judge one's character as far as when you meet someone?
Ask them
how do you get to behind the personality?
Just be their friend, and then. Like, so right now for me, like the girl I'm rocking with, I just be cool with her, and things are going to come up. So then you pay attention to how she act when those things come up.
But wait a minute. So I feel like you guys, all of you guys are like the kind of people who like
30.
Well, no, I'm just saying like you guys are the type of people who date with purpose, like date with intention.
Yeah.
So like this conversation can go two different ways, but you guys are actually men who want to date with a reason to date. Because being a woman trying to meet somebody and learn like who their character is, it's like so hard because guys put on this fake front just to get what they want out of you.
Before you even start, we've been telling y'all niggas ain't nothing. We've been telling y'all to get y'all stuff together.
Facts.
We've been saying this, but go ahead. Sorry.
But you know what I mean? Like,
no, you're right. You're 100% right.
Fake front, and it's like, what if I'm dating with a purpose and I'm trying to really find out who you are, and you're trying to just get sex out of me, so you're pretending to be somebody that
personality gets you.
Yeah, you're pretending to be who you think I want you to be, and then when you get what you want, then I see your character afterwards. It's like, oh damn.
Just using the real.
Well, that's why I love the Bible so much, because it tells you all the things to watch out for. It puts you on game so no one can really fool you. And they have a little leeway. Somebody can play it real well. But I do enough tests to know
what kind of test?
Your intentions.
What kind of test?
Just how you talk. If a woman can snap on you like that, that's a problem. Especially when it's some minor. Like, why are you snapping? Calm down.
What do you mean by snapping? Like, what's snapping to you?
Just kind of like getting super emotional, ready to stop talking because of an incident that she didn't like.
How do you know that girl doesn't have just triggers and she's something
exactly?
Small
She needs to get herself life together. That's what I'm saying. She needs to get
So
her.
that-
I'll say. Go ahead.
Oh no,
Bruce,
I was
my
gonna
bad.
say that would be insight for you to be like, okay, she got things that she got to deal with still, that she still got to figure out for herself and work on herself before I take it to this level
Right.
type stuff. you know?
Right.
Like
Nothing
what's
wrong
something
with
small
you,
though?
but
Like what's
now-
an example? Like you forgot like what time to be there or something, and then she's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Stupid stuff.
Okay.
Like, hold up. I just said, don't do it again, please. Well, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna piggyback off that. I'm gonna go prequel before that. What we just talked about, discernment. Discernment comes from knowing and having information before, but also having some intellectual like knowledge of how things should look like. So going back to a dad or a father figure who is raising that young lady up to be like, hey, this is how a man should treat you. Not all men are the same. Not all men are, but this is how generally it looks like. And he can kind of help. Also having honest male friends could help too, honestly, to kind of help tell you like, nah, he playing around. Like
having your father is like so huge.
it's
bro.
huge. Like just being able to tell you like, nah, that man is playing with you.
Because
Like
my thing is
and
like
know the
my
character.
dad, like I was telling y'all before earlier, like my dad, he was like, he took good care of us financially, but like emotionally he wasn't there. So like, let's say for example, like I was in band. I played the clarinet, which I was like really good.
Big Clary vibes.
I did. So I would tell my dad, you know, I'm playing my clarinet at school. You should come, and then he wouldn't show up, and then I would be really upset with him, and then he'll be like, "Oh, well, here's $200." You know. So now as an adult, I feel like if like men don't buy me anything, then they don't really care about me.
That's how you were show love.
But I'm to a point like, dude, it's been such a hard work in progress for me. Like I've come to a point now where that's not true. Like I know that's not how it was supposed to be, but because my dad did that, it was like instilled in my head that that's what I think.
That's
like,
what
as an
love
adult.
is.
Yeah, I don't want to think like that no more.
I watched
I had to work to like not think like that. And then like I'm the same way with other people. Like in a relationship, I'm like constantly buying a person stuff, because I want to show you that I love you, and my way of showing you is through buying you gifts, because that's what I've learned. But that's not like, they're like, what did you buy this for? I'm like, because you sneezed the other day, and I bought this big sneezy, like something that's like, like you know, something that's like this automatic.
I feel you.
Dispenser,
Look,
like just because I'm
listen,
like caring.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm right there
that's
with
not
you.
just the only way to show somebody. that you
Real
love
quick.
them.
So, would you say like receiving gifts is your love language now?
Yeah. I ain't even going to the front with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
This sounds like a woman.
Yeah. How do you? I guess
I would say receiving gifts and like acts of kindness.
What
like,
Jesus say?
acts of service. Got
acts
you.
of service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better to give than to receive.
Acts of service is like more. It's like I would say giving gifts, acts of service is a little bit more. 'Cause I feel
Right.
like act of service, you like are doing stuff that's free that make my life easier. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I put gas in your car. You asleep. Your gas.
You know what I mean?
I don't want
That's
that.
nothing.
I'm an acts of
thank you, like,
service
that's helping
person.
me out.
Yeah.
I don't want
like-
nothing from
That's dope.
nobody. I got everything I need. I'm good. I'm peace. I'm in
What
peace.
you mean though?
I don't need nothing. That's what I told the girl I'm rocking with right now. We got into it last night because
This nigga love not to say his girlfriend. Is it your girlfriend?
yeah.
Okay. The girl I'm rocking with, my friend, my shorty. He say everything but my
Be
girlfriend.
so shaky, man. I be
Listen,
having to say
every
things
other word
lightly.
in the book.
I be having to say it lightly because it be
This
so.
girl that I got her number. This girl.
No,
This man say everything but,
But-
girlfriend.
We had a little conversation yesterday about because church. She's like, I can't come because I she want to work in the morning. I'm like, that's fine. I said, just don't make it a habit. And she was like, oh, well, I'm gonna do what I gotta do because ain't nobody else helping me out here. I gotta do. And then she said, God is everywhere. Huh? What did that got to do with coming to church? God is everywhere. Like that was your excuse to not want to come because he's everywhere. And it's like, it's not even about the church. It's like, I mean, it is about, it's like, I want you to be dedicated for your own self, but it's like, if you know this is what your man wants, that should be something you should be striving to do.
Yeah.
I don't care about you cooking for me. I don't care about nothing else. Come to church. And I told her that like a week ago. I said, church is mandatory. Period. Like, that's the least we can do. You know, and so it was just
Look
like,
at Divoye
Did you
face.
say it like that?
yes, I
think
said
he
no.
did.
When she asked me, we had a conversation like, so what do you want like from out of this? Like, what do you want to do? What's the goals? I'm like, well, I said we got to work out, we got to stop. I ain't gonna say that we live, and
We gotta stop sinning.
Sinning. And we, so work out, sin it, and go to church. She's all right, I'm down. And then, she doesn't make it. So it's like, whatever.
But does she have like a good reason though?
Work. She needs more money.
Mm-hmm.
She's not scheduled for work, but she can schedule the work during the time of church because she needs the extra money, which is understandable when you need the extra money. But I'm the type of guy that's been through it, didn't have enough money, and I still went to church.
Yeah, God is not the person you should be
right. He goes
scheduling over type of thing. That's what he feeling.
That's
like.
how
I feel that.
Okay.
So,
but I would say, bro, like 80-20. I always talk to my girl about 80-20. Like, you're not going to be perfect on the things we talk about and that I want you to do. But 80% of the time, if you're doing it, I'm not going to complain if you mess up a couple times. You know what I mean? 80-20 rule. If a couple times, like for example, if you telling her, like, hey, I want you to go to church with me, and 80% of the time she do, I would say just chill out on the 20 because ain't nobody gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
right. I literally told her like I miss some days. Like,
yeah. Like no one's gonna be perfect, but I think a lot of people get messed up because they think people are going to be perfect all the time. They're 100% doing this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's where people get frustrated in their relationships. Like no one's gonna be perfect. Like
then I blamed it on
80-20.
Then I blamed it on me. I said it's my fault.
It on himself.
I said it's my fault because you don't see me taking God as serious as I should, so you don't take him as serious as you should. Because if a man,
a good leader.
if I came into your life and I was real serious about God, you probably wouldn't like me.
I said it's ooh.
You probably wouldn't like me.
Ooh.
If I was like, if I didn't, I have my little flaws that I still allow to, come out, and we bond on those flaws, right? We bond on those flaws. And if I didn't have those, we couldn't bond at all anymore. So you wouldn't even like me if I was really walking. So now I'm like, man, I live. Hey, I'm saying I'm muted. No, but like, so now I'm like, I'm getting restrictions.
Yeah.
Not in a good way. I've done some. I gave myself to, and
what? I got it.
You got it. And now
what do we do?
That can't happen. That can't happen no more.
I got it.
Because I'm letting you know that that's a priority first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I got you. If man, speaking of code, if a guy wanted, I don't want to just ask you like what you look for in a guy, but if a guy is approaching you, what are the type of things that you looking for? Like, what's kind of the discernment? What are the things you look at?
It really is just conversation.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of times where I've been interested in somebody and then I talk to them and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, you're not him.
Mm.
But it's just, and I feel like a lot of guys, I know guys get nervous too and they just say stupid stuff.
Yep.
And they literally talk themselves out of it. I'm like, dude, I was like,
Talk yourself out the draw.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing.
I was feeling you. You almost had me there. But it's just really conversation because you'll be surprised. Like a lot of guys, they don't really be talking about too much. Yeah. And I hate going on a date with somebody and I got to hold the conversation because I can hold a conversation with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. No more.
That's why I'm here.
Sounds like a woman. No,
right. That's why.
But like
no, I'm playing.
I don't know. I feel like guys, they don't really be like, I don't feel like they don't talk about too much. And I feel like the reason why they don't talk about too much is because they don't care. They only care about one thing, so they don't really.
What's your type? Do you have a type? Do you look at? Is there some discernments? Like you said, guys don't really, you know what I mean? They don't really be talking about something. Or...
No, they don't really have too much to talk about. Like they just.
It's probably not much of a type thing. It's probably like turnoffs.
Is that what I'm?
Like what turns you off? Like as soon as a guy starts talking to you. What shuts down your interest?
I hate when guys are like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" I'm like, I do this," and they're like, "Oh, big money. Oh, you must got a lot of money then." Like, I don't like that.
That's hilarious.
Like, I don't like that.
Oh, you must be balling.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag because I'm like,
no, I'm talking about for us. Red flag for us.
Red flag.
Like if somebody says that to you,
yes. If you say
it's
big money, I'm like, oh yeah, her head is not right. Not blind.
Yeah.
like,
She's
what do you do for
she's
work?
a boss. She's a boss. She's gonna boss me around, and I'm not going. So
I mean, that depends on what you do. I guess for me.
Yep.
I guess.
The only way you gonna be able to get on her is if you
if you
got more money.
Wait,
What he was saying was it would be a turnoff if a girl was like she did something that made a lot of money, because that
Really?
means she's gonna
That would
boss
be
him
his
around.
turn off. Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
What? Why?
Because y'all act, how men act when we have money, we just give it to y'all. When y'all act like y'all got money, it's like, well, I need something bigger and better. So I cannot have to spend my money on anything.
You know what? Honestly, and I hate
But from
to
what
say
she's
this.
saying, that really ain't her, because she like buying gifts.
Yeah, like my thing, and
And
this is what I
receiving.
hate about
Yeah.
because I'm like that is because like I like to give things, like I give it to the wrong people,
Mhm.
and then they treat me like crap, and then I'm like, well, I did all this stuff for you, and they say, well, I didn't ask you to do that,
Mhm.
and then I'm like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
and then I look
That's
dumb
tough.
in it, and I'm like, wow, I'm out of okay, that was for
That's
nothing.
crazy.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so. And then for me, like I get it, like for guys who make more, like I'm saying, if for guys who make more money than me, I don't know. I probably shouldn't say this on live, but whatever. I think how my dad controlled my mom with money. So for a guy to have more money than me, I'm like, yeah, I don't need you. Like, I still don't need you.
with-
Like, I'm like, so that's where my toxicness comes
With
in.
that being the
Mm.
toxic part too,
Yeah,
feel that.
that's the toxic part.
you
to me.
don't
I
want
yeah.
someone to make more
We
money.
get
have
down
toxic-
to the nitty
Yeah,
gritty.
I do
don't-
have toxic things about me.
You don't want
Hey,
someone to make more
the
money
first
because
step
you
is
seem
you
to
knowing
control.
it.
I know, yeah, and I didn't before, but I do now.
The first step is you knowing.
Yeah.
I would say like
Like I
seen
subconsciously,
both.
like if you make more money than me, like I subconsciously, like I'm waiting for you to do something so I can emasculate you.
dang.
Yeah,
People, yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
She letting it hang
because people like
Nah, I
they try
feel
to
you, hey.
control you with money.
No, that's true. That's true.
They
I
try to
get it.
control you with money. Like that's why you said you like Scottsdale so much. I don't like Scottsdale. The guys out there are not like the guys.
Oh,
out
I
there
wouldn't
are
say- listen.
not-
This is what I told. This is what I told you before. You have to. Speed said it perfectly. Personality versus character. And what we talked about before is like just finding a person that has good character. We talked about obviously guys who go to church and have a certain standard and stuff like that. Because I say all those things because when a person has money and no character, that's how you end up with people treating you like trash.
That's it right there. That's it. Yeah.
Like people, I be talking to my homegirls, obviously not you, but like my homegirls who be back home and out here, and it's like y'all dating niggas, y'all know what he on.
Yep.
He's selling this and that,
But he got money.
but he got money. He's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
He's a NBA
He
player.
can provide.
He's an NFL player. He's got money.
Yeah.
But what is the character that goes on to that? You just another notch in the belt.
Money does
Like
not change the
you have
character.
to know, you have to have discernment. That's why we go back to discernment and knowing and being very grounded and having a father figure or praying, you know what I'm saying? Is this person right for me? And knowing, you know what I mean?
the
And
thing
knowing
about
the
it is,
signs.
like, I feel like I have a very strong spiritual discernment, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just for the ride,
Mhm.
just to see, like,
Yeah.
just to- well,
That's what I'm
maybe
on.
overthinking.
That's what I'm on. That's what. Yeah, and that's
feel
a
it.
very important
Why
thing. I love that you said that. Maybe I'm overthinking because that's what I do. I'll be like, that's why I don't trip about nothing they do because it's like maybe I'm tweaking.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
I
Maybe
feel
I need
that.
to chill. Like maybe I'm just overthinking
I
about
feel that.
something
And
I
that's
do
how
that a lot now.
And that comes with having that peace in yourself and being calm. Because, like I said, she got mad at me yesterday. I'm like, hold up, you the problem. No, I'm like,
Mhm.
they gonna get mad at me. No, I'm like, nah, but I'm.
problem.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, then that's when I said, it's me. It's not your fault. It's my fault. You're trying to turn. I'm trying to twist it to make it to bring the tension down.
Mm-hmm.
And how is it your fault? What? Just let me have it. Just let me have it. Just,
Yeah.
just let me have it. I don't want no problems.
Sermon is big, man. Do you desire to get married? Do you want to get married one day?
No.
No?
Whoa!
Wow. Well, I would say that's one of the reasons why you running into these men.
Well, now I don't talk to anybody, and I've been fine for right now.
Okay.
But
Do you want a partner?
You fine being single
right now,
Right now,
right now.
like
But I've talked to Divoye, and she, Divoye is very. We had some talks about the stuff she's been through and stuff. I would just say like when you when we and I'll
But the
tell
thing
this to my
about
homegirls.
it, I'm sorry. to cut
No,
you
go
off.
ahead.
I don't know what a healthy marriage looks like. So maybe
That's
that's
very
why
important.
my answer is no.
Oh, yeah.
That's
But
very
if maybe
important.
seeing what a healthy marriage look like,
Very
then maybe
important.
might be something I'm interested in, but I've never seen that before.
Mhm.
So I don't.
I couldn't imagine
I feel you.
without marriage, or at least a relationship that would lead to marriage.
I don't want to be hurt no more. I'm tired.
Cares?
I feel
No,
it.
boy. Let it hurt.
I
Now
know.
what?
Let it
Sure.
burn. Let it burn.
Let it hurt. I always think about that. I always think about that. What if I got super far with a woman, like super invested into her, and then she switches, and I'm like, how could I handle that? And I just try to always like mentally prepare myself. Like, I got God.
I do
I'm
that.
cool.
I do that too.
Like he'll.
I mentally prepare myself too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like if you're willing to love that hard, you got to risk being hurt. You know what I mean? So it's like it's two swings on the podium or the whatever it's called, the pendulum. Like you can have a terrible moment and it can swing that way, or it can swing here and you're living the greatest life you could ever live. You know what I mean?
Like the thing about it is, like, I'm not like if I met somebody, it's not like it's set in stone. Like, no, I don't want to be married. If I met
You
somebody
already
that
spoke it into existence. You
well,
said no.
If I met somebody,
No,
it could
boy.
change my mind. If I met somebody that was like worth it,
Yeah,
if they convinced me that they were worth it.
I feel that.
Well, I heard a very wise thing. They said you have to act like a wife before you get married, and then when you get married, you become someone's wife.
And what is acting like a wife?
You know, money management, having house things down packed, having nurturing needs to be a number one skill.
It's really the nurturing nature.
Because kids gonna be in the play. Really those factors. You got to cook. You got to learn how to cook. I'm not gonna say it's like a priority, but learning how to cook
I'm
will
not
help
a good
out.
cook.
Huh?
She said she's not a good cook.
I'm not a good cook, but Instagram has been helping me out a lot, and I did recently
Long
purchase
as
an
you're
air fryer.
trying.
I would add on. I would just say, I would say working on yourself to be in a relationship, working yourself to be a wife. If you know that you want to be a wife, then you have to start working on what would my husband want from a wife. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people think, I'll break it down. A lot of people be like, I want this from my man. I want this from my man. Or I want this from my girl. I want this from my girl. When you're really working on being a husband, when you're really working on being a wife, you think about what does my husband want from a wife before you get one. What would he want? He would probably want this. He would probably want that. And you're also building yourself up. Like, going to therapy. I went to therapy before I had to get in a relationship. And as soon as I got in one, because I'm like, I got to fix some stuff before to be a best boyfriend I can be. I got to fix some stuff. You know what I mean? So I just think there's no like just check box. I just think is the active effort to work on yourself, to better yourself for your future partner. You become that wife before you get a husband. A husband becomes a husband, a man of character, a man who can control his emotions, a man who doesn't have to yell to get his point across.
Watch this.
A financially stable man. He becomes that first before he meets a wife. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna mess him up with this
what
one.
it's at.
I'm gonna mess him up with this one.
Yeah.
I look at marriage so much different now. When you say I don't want to get married, I look at it as you should get married because that helps someone else. It ain't helping you, it helps someone else.
Yeah.
They need your help. You know what I'm saying? Of course you need your help too, of course. But I look at it as God wants us to be married to help someone else. Not to help ourselves, to help someone else. And you know, when we get to the point where we just get to it's me, I don't want to get married. It's like, what I think about like this. I should get married because there's people that need my help. Or there's someone that needs my help. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's just better that way when it comes to like, you know, sexual, you know, stuff.
I just feel like everything happens for a reason. And like in my situation, I feel like when I was in a relationship, like 3-4 years ago, I'm a completely different person now. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like I needed this time because I was very like too codependent. Like I was so codependent, like. But now that I've had this time by myself, I'm okay with being myself. So if I only see you 2-3 times a week, I'm not going to trip out on you every time if you cancel on me or you get too busy or you're doing something. Like, okay, cool, babe, I got something to do. Like, before I was not like that. Like, I needed this time to heal and
Yeah.
figure out who I am, because
That's
I was
important.
so codependent with my ex. Like, if he went and did something, like I did my whole everything, I centered my entire life around making sure he was comfortable and doing stuff for him. So when he had something else to do, I was like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna start something because you know. So
Yeah.
I feel like I needed this time, and if I do meet somebody, I feel like I'm in a much better place mentally
Yeah.
to handle a
That's good.
relationship in a much more mature level than I was before in the past.
That's good. No, that's you definitely need that because
Yeah.
too many people bring baggage into relationships, and it's like that's why I said you got to work on yourself.
And then, like, I feel like being codependent, it's like it gets hard, because if somebody's codependent, like, and they don't have anything, like,
And women better be paying attention to that clock, that age clock, because the babies become high risk after a while. So you got to get to it. Men
Well, that's
want
if they
kids.
want kids.
Most men, well, I ain't gonna say people these days don't want nothing. This is the most selfish generation I've ever been a part of in my entire life.
like,
don't
what do you
want
mean?
He talking like he 50.
because somebody doesn't want kids?
They don't want kids. You're selfish.
How is that selfish?
Who are you living for? Yourself?
What's wrong with that?
How much stuff do you need?
But then, wouldn't it be selfish to have a child in the way that times are now? And the
No,
way cost
because
of
your
living
child
is
gonna be the
going?
next president. Your child's gonna
I
preach the
feel like
gospel to
having
the world.
kids when you can't afford them, or
Oh yeah.
that's like
That's
selfish.
not us.
Having-
I wouldn't do that.
Or
Nah,
having
that's
kids
irresponsible.
I'm like, well, get your act together.
Yeah.
Or like having some people having kids to feel emotional incest, like
Yeah.
you feel like you're alone, so you want to have a kid, so somebody's always there for you, so you can be all up on your kid, like, and then that's when you get moms treating their sons like they're their boyfriends and stuff like that. That's emotional
That's
incest.
crazy.
You're having kids for selfish
Yeah.
reasons, like. You just want a kid just so you don't have to feel alone, because you have codependency issues. You don't like to be alone, so now you want to pop out all these kids that, you know what I mean? Like, so
No, that's
I feel like
definitely a fair
selfish
point.
too.
I would follow that up though with speak funny as hell. But what do you think like our purpose on earth is, like as human beings?
Oh, that's a good question. What do I think our purpose on earth is? That's a deep question too. I feel like our purpose I don't know.
So I would
Because
say
I feel like
yeah.
if I give you the traditional answer,
No, give me whatever you think. Give us whatever you think.
Whatever.
because I know people are gonna. I know like the traditional.
After you give it,
answer
then we gonna give our what we think.
is, okay,
Yeah.
so I know the traditional answer is like, our purpose on earth is to procreate and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, by doing that, it's gonna make your life go one of two ways, and it's like you have the decision if you want to have kids or not to take one or two paths.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you want to, it's like people make it seem like it's so easy to procreate with somebody. Like, if I want to have kids, I can't just go and be like, hey, let's have kids. Like,
I mean, you could. It wouldn't
I
be
could, but
responsible.
that decision
Yeah.
is gonna affect me
very
for the
easy.
rest of my life. And what
It
if I
could,
have kids
yeah.
with somebody
People don't think about
crazy and
that.
it like
Yeah.
makes my life hell. Like,
No, you're right.
So-
People do it.
yeah,
Tell
yeah,
them
they
mind
do.
state.
Definitely
Nah.
possible.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, go ahead, go in on me.
But you ain't say it. What's
What?
yours?
No, I'm just
said
saying like
procreate.
that.
She said.
She said that's the traditional, but
That,
what's
I
your
mean, that,
regular?
I feel like that's what
Okay,
life is about.
okay,
But that's,
okay.
But I
Go
don't
ahead,
know how
Flex.
people
You
are
go
supposed
first.
to attain that when
Said me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to people attain that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Our purpose
Bumble, like what?
on earth.
It's crazy.
She said Bumble. Facebook dating.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at it more like our purpose on earth is to live and enjoy free will, man. And you do what you want to do. He gave us the choices. He gave us life. We're in God's image. It's what he wanted to do. And he gave us free will to do what we wanted to do. And he's just seeing what we do with it.
I agree with that.
You
Treat
know.
people how you want to be treated. Be kind to people.
That ain't what he said though.
Like,
Nah,
That's what he
do
said.
what you want to
He
do.
said enjoy free will. That's
Enjoy
what your
your
answer
free
was.
will.
but that doesn't mean like doing worldly things and doing whatever.
That's
the hell you
basically
wanna
what
do.
he
No,
saying.
no, I'm saying if you want, if you're
Yes,
doing
it
peace,
does.
you're doing
That's
peace.
not what you mean though,
If
right?
you live in my whole
We need to
thing.
restructure this answer.
No.
I'm
no,
just
no,
like,
no.
I hate both of y'all answers.
No,
boy.
We on Earth. This is my
The
thing.
meaning of life is to
The meaning of life.
blank. Yeah, go ahead.
Meaning of life is to enjoy free will.
Enjoy free will. Okay.
Do what you want with it.
Do what you want with it. Okay. I mean, you can do what you
We
want
all,
with
we
your
all,
life.
you know. I mean, yeah.
That answer is too open. Now he's about to go in on you. Go ahead.
No,
Speed
he can go in.
I'm very simple.
But this
Speed
is
about to slam the Thor hammer down.
cool. This is cool.
Look, he's about to go in. Go ahead.
I'm just like, oh, I see the world today. No, but, man, we're gonna keep it real simple. The purpose of life is to love God and love others. Very simple. It ain't you ain't gotta if your job is not to bring a kid in, you don't have to bring a kid in.
Don't have to.
But your job is to love others,
Yeah.
and that means giving and being gracious to them when they're messing up, because you're a mess up too. And then love God, meaning to be the best. Follow what He says so that you can benefit yourself and others. You know what I'm saying? And then that has so many different turnouts. Because everybody has their own path, but if you stick to that loving others and loving God, then everything just works in play. As far as free will, God, He wants to give us free will, because you can't have love without free will. You can't force somebody to love
Yeah,
you.
we'd be
Exactly.
robots.
But He hopes you follow Him.
He hopes.
He hopes you follow
You
Him.
have that choice.
That's what I'm saying. You have
You
the
have a
choice.
choice.
He gave you choice, and what you do when your life is over,
the
you will be
enjoyment
judged.
of the free will.
You will be judged.
That's what killed me.
No, enjoy. Yeah, no. Hey, enjoyment of
You're
free
right.
will,
We
man.
have free will.
If you want to live your life in
It's our
crime,
choice.
you
It's the
have your
greatest
choice
thing ever.
to
Free
live
will.
your
I
life
think
in
people
crime.
undermine how important, how amazing free will is.
Yeah,
God could have made us robots.
he could have done.
He
He
could have
a
just
whole
made us
lot,
like an
man.
animal, not knowing anything. We
He
don't even know what
said,
free will
I
is.
created
That is
you.
true.
I gave you
We
life.
could be dogs.
I gave
That's
you the.
what makes us.
I gave you the
that
planet.
special.
I gave you the resources. I gave you all these things. Do
No,
what you want.
Other animals don't have a free will. They're usually running their lives off of
They're
patterns.
And another thing,
Obviously-
I feel like life could be like using the gifts that God gave you the way you're supposed to. Like, for example, people in the music industry, God gave you a good gift of a good voice, and you're using it to sing all this crazy music, and that's not what you're put on this earth for. God gave you that voice. He's supposed to use it for God. Are you supposed to use it to help people or do something, influence people in a positive way, or push people in the right direction? But instead, you're selling your soul to the devil in the music industry, and now you're using your gift that God gave you for the wrong reason.
And making the whole black people, or I say black people, but they're making the whole people go backwards. Sexy red.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah, yeah,
Well, dang.
yeah.
What's that? And Janae Ayako.
Yeah.
What she say? I'm triggered when I see your face. That's toxic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree with a lot of. I agree with all y'all said. Love God, love others.
That's like, it's very interesting that you start changing your. You went on this whole like rebrand and was like changing your music and stuff like that. Like same thing. Like,
100%. Yeah, because
that's
it was.
something that you weren't like that spirit like told you like, okay, it's time for me to do something.
Yeah, no, it definitely was, because my whole transition was just crazy, bro. Like I was just like, man, it was a lot of little things. It wasn't something so drastic. It was just a lot of little things that kept happening, and I was just like, man, I gotta change.
But was your music really bad though?
It wasn't like, I wasn't talking about like killing or like.
I listened to your old stuff. Like,
Yeah, it was just
too
sex.
crazy.
A lot of lust.
Crack a few. You know, crack a few women. You know.
Yeah, it was a lot. It
Oh.
was just very sex driven.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much it. I never had like real wild
Yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say you never said nothing crazy or killing people.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
But I would say another add on to that, like, be fruitful and multiply. And that means a lot of different things, but mainly it was talking about spread the earth, have kids, but also make disciples, like share love, show the love. You know what I mean? Be fruitful and multiply. That's the main thing. I think that's the main reason why to be, and to praise God. Like, those are the two main reasons we on earth.
See, I don't mind like the having kids thing. Like, I'm just afraid of not being supported. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's my only thing.
But it don't just mean physical having kids. It's about having people that, like, I think you're supposed to like lead people as well. Like be a good
Role model.
yeah, a good role model is a good word.
I
like,
just think it's so crazy. Like, cause I just imagine just talking to these dudes, man. Like, what y'all got to go through. I mean, there's some crazy women out here
It
too.
really sucks though. 'Cause,
But-
like, I go on dates and I'm literally for real trying to get to know somebody, and it just goes like so left. I'm like, dude, I can't.
And me, I got the gift of gab. I talk so smooth.
speed talk you out your socks.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like my big, like I said, it's just I come with a I want to do better. Let's do better. I don't want to stay how I am, and they scared of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm messed up too. Come on now. But since I got you and you got me, now let's do these things that sometimes it takes two people to really get some stuff done or someone to push you for that motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I got something real quick because we hitting up on that hour mark. We already there, but it don't matter. You work out
I do.
all the time.
I do.
At
see.
4:00 in the morning.
I
Yeah,
do.
she did.
Man,
4:00.
she be up.
I do.
What gym?
EOS.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
It's okay.
You know what I'm saying? And my goal for this year is 300.
He bench 300.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They gonna be like, no way. I'm like, yep.
You know, I went yesterday and I tried to do the pull-up machine for the first time, and I couldn't do it. So that's my next goal.
How you build a booty?
Just honestly, I know this is gonna sound so cliche. You hear people say it's just staying consistent.
For real?
Literally, it's just staying consistent.
Divoye got a romp da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum.
When you work out, you gotta arch your back. No, boy.
She got one of them bum ba dum ba dum
It
ba
just
ba
ain't
dum. Y'all can't see because she's under the chair right now.
And now we're back close today too.
She's on a booster seat right now. Usually people sit lower in that chair.
You
I
should
looked
start
down and
training
see she
people.
was really in the booster seat.
Yeah, for sure.
You should start training people. Nah, they ain't gonna want to get up at 4:30.
This
Crack-
and I already thought about your brand. I already thought about your brand. The brand you could do is it's gonna be a muscle, right? And the muscle is an afro.
That's the logo.
So you can imagine like a
Afro
muscle, but
Pro
then-
fitness.
Pro fitness.
like on the
Promo
muscle,
fitness.
on the muscle, it got like
A little fro.
Mo
So
pro
it's like a
fitness.
muscle, but it's actually a fro too.
yeah,
That's ridiculous.
fire.
This man's funny.
Okay, he's full of ideas.
Fire.
Bum ba dum ba dum ba da da da.
No, I was thinking about trumpets.
Oh my god, man, where we at?
But yeah.
Hour two.
Divoye. Tell the people where they can follow you, all the podcast stuff. And all the
You can follow
information.
me at Instagram at Divoye Inc. DIVOYEINC. And my handle is the same on all platforms because I'm the only one in the world.
That's
So,
crazy.
Divoye Inc. on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok,
I need to change my name.
Facebook. It's all the same.
If you could change your name for
Pricey
real,
Cookie Podcast.
if you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
You know, sometimes I lie to people when I'm out and about and I tell them my name is Bianca.
Bianca.
I feel like I look like a Bianca. Yeah. So probably I would say Bianca.
Bianca. She looked like a Bianca. No, I'm
Like,
just
that's my
playing.
fake name when I'm out and
Bianca.
about.
I remember those days in my BC days when I used to go out and I used to tell people my name was Antonio
You look like an Antonio.
or Anthony. It was always with an A. Anthony,
You
Antonio,
look like an Anthony too. I can see you being an Anthony.
Ashton,
People call me Spree. I'm like, bro, there ain't no R.
You
in
say
there.
or Speed.
You say speed.
Breed or Speed.
It's like, how are you literally adding letters to something that is clear?
because they don't understand Speed.
No.
They be like, speed. There gotta be more
Speed.
to it. There
Yeah,
gotta be-
Speed.
Your name is so dope though. I really like your name.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
you
different
got
one
a good
too.
I got a trash name, man. I was named after my daddy though. Shout out my pops. He just called me. I gotta call him back.
So you just call me. I got
Oh,
called.
gee. Well, I hope you and your dad mend relationships. I hope he apologizes to you.
Yeah, I've been talking to
know.
him more and more lately.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been working on it,
That's
so
good.
it's all good now. I'm an
it's
adult.
all
It's all
good.
good.
She a grown woman. She got it.
Mm-hmm.
We in there.
Hey, if y'all want to get at Divoye, y'all gotta go through me first. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm screening all niggas. Y'all wildin'. Oh
He
man,
said he is the way. No blind.
the truth
And
and the
alive.
light.
No one gets the Divoye except through him. That's crazy.
I got the key, nigga. I got the key. The key.
knocking at the door of your heart. Look at that.
That's so funny.
Hey, but we appreciate y'all, man. The first time, but not the last. Definitely not the last. We'll have Divoye on here. Hey, this has been another great episode of Club Dixon, and we are out here.